Here we go. I'm just kidding, you wish. Hi, I'm Hilary Duff, and today we're going to be watching some scenes from my previous work.
The mall's waiting. See you on the flip side, Lizzie. Miranda!
Why? Some of our friends are going to the mall. They may need me. Plus, you have that test to study for. Later.
I cannot believe her.
I know. See you later.
Gordo!
Frizzy Lizzie, babe. I was just this wide-eyed, actor kid. I had auditioned for so many Disney Channel things that I don't want to say you get jaded, but you just hope something sticks at a certain point. You're like, oh, wow, I got a callback on that thing. But I'm still sitting in here with 10 other girls and, you can hear them through the wall, hear the choices they're making. It's a really strange, even as an adult, to audition for things. But I think about being that really innocent child. Just walking into a room and putting yourself out there completely and being very open and free to just want to please, At the time, I was just I'll do whatever, I remember one of the things they were what's your special trick? What's your hidden talent? And I was I can walk really good on my hands. And I just turned my body upside down and started walking around on my hands in the room, which is such a crazy, my kids would do that now. And I was just a kid, I always loved bed scenes because I was usually really tired. And so I got to have a rest in the bed.
Lizzie, is that you?
Because we don't need you anymore.
We have Annie now.
Sick skirt. I think I could talk ad nauseum about why it hit at the right moment, I think she was just a super endearing girl that everybody could see themselves in, having the middle school experience, that not everybody would talk about. She had embarrassing parents, and she had a crush on the popular boy in school, and she had her two tight friends that, they had ups and downs together. I think people just needed to see themselves. Whenever she tried to be someone different, it always fell flat for her. And so her lesson was just always about being herself, which was her mismatched clothes and her multiple chopsticks in her hair. And she was just her, and she was just doing her thing. And I think it inspired girls to feel that was enough. Here we go. Just kidding, you wish.
Have you ever seen such a beautiful night?
I remember hating this green Isabella outfit so much. It's so funny that it's so iconic. The costumer from the movie made all of the outfits original. It wasn't a designer or anything. Unlike the TV show where I picked all my clothes. There was a costumer, but it was very influenced by me. Not so much in the movie. And by the way, she crushed it. But being a young teenage girl, I just remember not liking that lime green number at all. But I loved the brown wig.
In my heart, I know what this is. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of.
Oh my God. Hannah Montana, she's a normal girl, but she's a singer at night. So I think that Disney knew they were tapping into something when this worked so well, and they were oh, the normal girl turning into a pop star. So I'm sure it was some source of inspiration.
Are you sure you know how to drive this thing?
This is Rome. Nobody knows how to drive.
I never thought that all of these moments from the Lizzie McGuire movie would become so iconic for people traveling to Rome. I think when you're just in the middle of something like that, you don't really realize what the reach will be. There also wasn't the internet yet the way that we experience it now. So it's been fun to see this like take on so many legs and see so many people like visiting like the Trevi Fountain or wanting to ride on the back of a Vespa with like a boy, a cute little Italian boy. I think in the moment you're not like, oh, this is gonna be big stuff. You know what I mean? The stuff in Italy took so long to shoot because, one, everybody takes like a 2-hour lunch break. And they also drink wine during lunch because that's like very normal there. Honestly, chic. But at the time, I was like a kid. And so there's so much in this movie that had to be like a body double or a this or a that because I was maybe like 14 or 15, I don't remember exactly. And like the restrictions on like how long you can work and all of that stuff, we were always just like begging to make our days, especially in Italy because it was just so like loosey-goosey. Me and Gordo, the almost kiss scene was like the last thing we shot and it was on a soundstage. And I think I was really ready for it to be over.
The kiss or the...
No, not the kiss. Not the kiss, but just like all of it. It was just a lot. I was like ready to kind of move on and do different things, but I remember being like, whoa, I just like filmed a feature film and that was like a big deal. It was a mix of things. And also very hard to recall because it was so long ago.
I am totally aware that this family doesn't value self-presentation in the same obsessive way that I do. Fine, whatever. But one of my life goals, aside from being like a fashion guru, is to indicate to the local community that the Baker family actually owns a bar of soap. So, as self-appointed in-house rep of style and hygiene, I think I should be allotted at least 5 extra minutes in front of the mirror.
3.
Done.
Good. Now help your sister butter the toast.
I think that was very fitting for how I was also in my life in the moment, like very sassy and like didn't want to get dirty and cared about boys and, you know, didn't want to be considered a kid. It was all just very fitting.
And we're shooting our Christmas card today. What time's Nora coming over?
She may not make it.
She hardly ever comes home since she started dating that
Allison
doorknob.
Stoner, so
She's
cute.
not a doorknob.
The man irons his jeans, Mom.
Yeah, that's weird.
Never mind, I'll shoot it without her. I'll Photoshop her in.
Steve was lovely and he would be like nearby but not like in the mix and he would like just have his banjo. And I feel like that was a way of him to like decompress around like the chaos of all the kids and stuff. It was sweet. And then Bonnie Hunt is one of my dear, 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 dear friends still to this day and I love her so much.
No mark!
A lot of things are coming back to me. I love eggs now. I hated eggs. And this made me absolutely disgusted. There was like eggs all over us for the whole day. And I was so grossed out. Like I own chickens now and we have like fresh eggs every day. This was so gross as a teenager. I was like on set, like gagging. But also this was a really fun shoot. Where were we? Somewhere in like Oakland or Petaluma, California, that's where we were. Like middle of nowhere. And all of the families of like all the kids would get together and go to the Applebee's every night after work because it was like one of the only restaurants there. And it was really fun.
Not now.
What?
I've got to go.
What, do you have a car for yourself?
Something like that. I'm sorry, but thank you. This has been the most amazing night.
Wait, where are you going?
I'm late.
For what?
Reality.
I remember the producer was the same, I think, from Agent Cody Banks. And I remember like reading the script and just feeling like it was funny. You read a lot of bad scripts and this one was like, I liked that it was Cinderella but like a modern kind of normal version. And then Regina King was cast, which obviously was like super exciting. She's so amazing. And Jennifer Coolidge and obviously Chad Michael Murray. I think everyone had a crush on him. And then he went off to film freaking One Tree Hill, was still hot. I was like, I did a movie with him. Also, my 4-year-old has watched this movie and also picked up on like how could he not know it's you in that mask? And I was like, it's the age-old question, honey. And she's like, but it's you. You're right there. I don't understand. How does he not know? I'm like, I know.
Where is Sam?
What do you mean, where's Sam? Where do you think she is?
She better be here.
Fiona, I was gonna talk to you about something that I really... Fiona, wait! I wanna get my breasts done. Where did you get those?
San Diego, excuse me.
She scared me a little bit, I think, as a teenager. She was so competent and so in character. I wouldn't say that she was like method, because she definitely was like normal on set at times, but she would like slip into this, and it was just so amazing to watch. But like, I remember there was this one scene where she was like rubbing salmon on her face.
Is this the Norwegian salmon that I asked for? Because I need my omega-3s.
Only the best.
It was wild. Like, she was such a larger than life character, and she was so mean that I remember just being like a little scared.
When I find her, I'm gonna ring her.
Orders up.
Sam, what are you doing back there?
Just working on my cooking skills.
It felt like she was talking to me. I remember being like, oh my God, I'm not pretty and I'm not smart. But she wasn't. There's also parts of this movie that are so not like acceptable anymore. If you watch some of the scenes back, you're like, wait, what? It is crazy. It is, the times have changed.
We have a lot of ground to make up because of you. It's a good thing we're excellent at this. Attend, hut! Let's do it.
I haven't seen this movie in so long, and I don't know if I should say this or not, but I know that like the internet had this big thing that went on about like that this is like really like a lesbian love story. I'm just wondering why Disney didn't want to like follow up with the number 2, because 100% this seems like it would have gone in a great direction for the sequel. We did so much rehearsal for this movie. That's the big takeaway that I get, is like learning how to like hold the gun, spin the gun, do the tricks. Like, we were in a dance rehearsal space for so long, learning how to like salute and like about face and do all these crazy things. And also it was so hot that there was like some scenes that had lots of cadets in like a big field, and people were just dropping like flies. It was really scary. I think because when your legs are locked and you're like hot and wearing all those clothes and stuff, you can pass out, and people did, and that was really, really scary. Guess who got the money, honey? I am obsessed with this scene. I was more disappointed in Liza's ending. I mean, I like that she chose herself, but I always had big feelings around who she should have ended up with. I choose them both for certain reasons, but so much happened. I think I maybe would have liked to see a new person show up and her like actually be settled and like find love in a new person. I feel like it ended abruptly.
She's me, I'm her in a different font. Just a few years younger, a new haircut. Very Leo of you with your Scorpio touch. Now.
We shot this at the very end of the day. This was the last shot, and we had like 12 minutes. So I like always love that they'll be like, oh, this really important shot is gonna be the last one of the day. I was surprised we even got this, but I'm so happy we did. But this was a real like crazy whirlwind of like, we have to literally exit the building in like 12 minutes. And we walked into like this little tiny box of a room and ran through this maybe like 1.5 times. And this is also my own personal coat. It's a Dries coat that I bought and I hadn't worn, and I was so happy to get to use it.
Going down on her on your vintage rug, but she's so impressed by your Basquiat, and she thinks you're deep in the ways you're not. Now.
Being with my husband felt like the only choice for me, to be honest. He has a front row seat to my life and has for almost 10 years, and he knows everything about me and everything that's like happened along the way. And so it just felt like a really safe space to creatively make a body of work that is me, you know, that has me all over it and help me to fill in the gaps, you know, of like the 10 years that I haven't done music. Music's such an amazing way to connect with people, and I really just felt like after 10 years of creating my family and putting energy into other places, I was ready to share and be more like forward-facing and talk about who I am and what I've gone through and kind of like what makes me tick or the things that bounce around inside my head and drive me crazy and, you know, connect with people on that level again.
She looks like all of you girls, but blonder. A little like me, just younger. Bet she loves when she hears you say you're so mature for your age, babe.
I have to give a lot of credit to Matt for this one because he sits in the studio and like pushes buttons all day long, and he's so like naturally musically gifted that like I can't go in and be like, I'm imagining this thing and it's like this. Like he speaks my language so he understands what I'm talking about. I can just be like, I don't like that. I want more of that. You know, I get to like interior design, which is great. And it's also really important to me that my sound sounds like me. I wasn't really listening to too many other artists at the time because I want my lane to sound like my lane, and I want my topics to sound like things that are affecting me at the time or something that I carry with me from my past. There's definitely nods to my previous work, but also wanting it to just sound like good pop music. There's nothing that surprises me that the internet hasn't dug up. And the legs that they continue to carry is abundant and honestly really fun. Like I had a great time working on movies and TV shows, and honestly it's nice that everybody can have a better memory of it than me.
Well, that's my life. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I did.
Thank you so much for watching. Where was that scene?